this stream one of the team of LOTRO family, and this is Bear Day. So we'll be questing in the Lonelands with Esilve, one of my Beornings. I've managed to just make it back to Guruth, because I keep forgetting to set the milestones. So let's set that before we crack on. My plan, as much as you can be when you've had almost no sleep thanks to your 1.5-year-old child. My plan is to mostly focus on the epic, but then move on to a few deeds, and then probably crash out with some anniversary at the end. Right, so yes, that's been set to the Forsaken Inn for far too long. Right, can I just turn in a few tasks and then we'll get on with questing. Broken wooden maces can't be done at this outpost. Are all of these from... I bet all of these are the only ones that you can do from the Forsaken Inn. Oh no, I can do tough carapaces. It's only the one. And large filth? Yes, okay, I can probably do those then.
What do you need?
Not that I'm really focusing on getting the reputation of the Eglin on this character, because it's hard work. So I'm going to come back. I'm not really focusing on deeds too much on this character generally, because I want to go back and do them when they're much easier. So mostly focus on story, because my general approach with...
How can I be of service?
...other characters has been to do everything in all regions, at least until reputation is max. But then it means you have very, very slow story progression. Okay, so where I'm at in the epic is... we've met Radagast the Brown, and we are investigating, yes, corruption in the swamp. So Radagast has asked for some moss, yay, from the nests of the bog prowlers. An aura of corruption drew Radagast the Brown to the red swamp. He needs help to uncover the source of the corruption. And while we're down there, we need to collect some Norbog legs for Hannah the... what's her full name? Hannah the Young. There we go. Who'd been having nightmares due to their croaking, cackling. I don't know what the ants... well, I can't remember what noise they make. Well, rather, I know what noise they make, but I don't know how she describes them. So, warning in advance, I hate wights, and anything that might also look like death. So... I often end with characters that are totally stuck at the Lonelands. Oh look, yeah, he completed a deed. Because I really hate this bit. So this at least forces me to face it. It's not particularly that I fear it, although I used to. I used to really get nervous before attempting to do this part of the Lonelands. Right, we don't need any more Kraben now then, we've got them all. And we'll amass a whole load of steel tokens for the anniversary stuff while we're at it, at this one as well. So... the one deed we will not be doing here is... Bog Prowler Slayer. I think they're called Prowlers. Bog Lurker. Sometimes they're called Prowlers, but because this is the first place to actually get any of them, sometimes deeders come down here. A bit ironically, often with their Bog Prowlers, or Bog Lurkers. So Lawmasters come and deed this area. Well, I found Lawmasters everywhere. Although shockingly, I was actually done out of some quest mobs yesterday by a champion, so that was new. It's usually Lawmasters. Right, so we do need to collect Norbog legs. And as my eyes are so tired after last night, I'm going to put floaty names on. Right. I'm torn between wanting to kill things quickly in bear form, and the fact that I've got to pick up things from the bog prowler nests, which is a bit of a pain. And you can't do it in... Some things you can do in bear form that you wouldn't expect to. I'm trying to think what it was the other day that I actually picked something up. I interacted with something and I thought, really? In bear form? This should not be possible. And it was. So sometimes can you collect a moss from bog prowler nest? You see, you could, in theory, pick it up with your claws or your mouth, I suppose, in bear form. Let's see. Right. Now you notice we are mostly on level here. Beorning and Warden are the only two classes where I feel totally, well, I wouldn't say comfortable, but I don't feel out of my depth in hitting things on level. I usually find on level very, very, what's the word? Challenging. Which doesn't always work with fibromyalgia. It's all well and good to enjoy a challenge, but if it makes it too hard, then it doesn't become enjoyable anymore, so... Oh. Right, so we still need 3 more Norbog legs. And 5 more nests. Okay. And any wood we can pick up from here as well. Because I'm not quite... I've got quite a way to go with Expert Forester, but that's fine because the first part of the North Downs is also... Well, actually the second part of the North Downs is Expert. And the first part is Journeyman still. Right, okay. Let's grab these. So... I still need more Norbogs. Ah, there's another bog prowler nest. I really, really hate this bit. Not as not as bad as when you actually go up to whatever the ruin is called there. If you're in this area and you're trying to do white slayer deeds, you don't have to do it all in this part of the region. Although, feel free if that is what you want to do, but I tend to find that competition for mobs against other deeders is less when you go down to Harloeg. So there's quite a lot of whites here, but equally, although there's some that wander in small numbers up here, once you get into the ruins down here, then there's quite a few more whites. So you sometimes I like to do the first half of the white slayer deed. Requires human form. First half of the slayer deed here. Well, not in the circle of blood, but up at the actual ruin. I'm going to be getting through this stream on peanuts and chocolate. I did not get much sleep last night thanks to the 1.5-year-old. Whoopee. Oh, and pain, but anytime I thought I was drifting off, the 1.5-year-old who's teething massively woke up. See how many steel tokens we can get during this. I'm trying to find... I'm missing one nest. It'll probably be on the map if I stop hitting keys at random. Right, so... Yes, over there. I finally disabled the Beorning switching of the ability bars because it enabled me to keep the abilities in the same key. And while in bear form, you can actually use expose and charge. Rush charges Guardian, I think. you can use Rush and Expose to keep Wrath high enough. Right, we can go back and turn those quests in now. To keep Wrath high up while in bear form, which extends your chance, it extends the time that you can stay in bear form. Which certainly on my trait tree, I do a lot more damage in bear form. Although I think I finally started finding utility points that increase your melee. Where was it? Oh, maybe not on this Beorning. Maybe it's the next Beorning. I can't find it now. There it is. Nope, I need to earn more. I've got a Beorning on Crick Hollow as well as on Evernight, which is where we're questing today. So I sometimes get confused with who's got what ability. Right. If let's use the occasional pop-up of the character thing, I found keys around ASWD to abilities, which includes the V key, but I daren't remap the C key because I'll forget that that's the default for characters, so sometimes I catch it in the middle of combat. I say sometimes, it's more like I very often catch it in the middle of combat. Right. So, we need to go speak with Hannah the Young. Garth the Garwan exploration. We won't be doing that today. Right. So, cool. Hannah the Young then, this is the lady who's been having nightmares. I won't be putting on a female voice. The cold will prevent me.
I don't know anything, I'm sure.
Hannah looks over the legs and casts them into a nearby fire. They are silent now. I cannot hear them chirping. For your help, Esilve, I wish there was more I could do in return. Please take this with my gratitude. She doesn't have a quest to follow up with. No, but we can get rid of trash while we're in here, because
did you need
we will
something?
be picking up a lot of trash shortly. Let's keep the Bree maps. I doubt that's an upgrade. No. Right. Yes. Let's go speak with Radagast then. I'm hoping my cold remedy kicks in soon. Hi Lee Nightingales, good to see you, thanks for joining. I'm just sort of getting warmed up. How am I doing? Good question. My meds are working, so my pain is sort of just about manageable, but I barely slept last night, A, due to pain, B, due to the 1.5-year-old. So I'm very tired, but I felt like my LOTRO streams were cursed, so I just decided to do one regardless. So my cold remedy should be kicking in any time soon.
You have returned, I see.
You did well. This moss will help me understand how the evil is tainting the Red Swamp. This is but the first step in determining what caused the shepherds to become confused and irrational. There is still more to do, my friend. It will not be easy.
This reeks of death.
This reeks of death. I can smell death in the moss as if it was plucked from an ancient grave. This stench of decay and evil is not a thing from nature. I believe that the Wights are to blame. Wights are the bones of the dead, stirred by fell spirits out of Agamaur and Rudor. The wars here long ago made Haragmar as ripe for Wights as the Barrow Downs in the west. Return to Haragmar, the swamp in the east, and destroy these foul creatures. If there are Wights, I fear there are other fell creatures haunting the swamp as well. For now, though, you need only concern yourself with the Wights. So, the bloated death. Lovely! Nice uplift. This is why I think I'm just going to end up doing some anniversary after this. I don't get on very well with Wights and raised dead creatures, for example. So, doing this on stream forces me to do it. Well, this supporting the scouts.
Can I speak with you a moment?
Yes, okay, I won't read all of that out, but once you pick up that part of the epic, it unlocks the little watch hill up here. So we'll go and grab, because these quests kind of overlap, and will help us to finish off, hopefully, or get close to finishing off, the Tales of the Lonely Road. I think that's what Tales of the Lonely Road. I'm currently on Evernight, and I think I've just aggroed something. Oh, it's only an orc. Rah to you two. Orc Slayer and Kraben Slayer are the ones I think I've done. Right. I'm mostly on level, so I keep forgetting. I use most of my characters that end up this far in the Lowlands. I've done everything else in the Lowlands before coming here, so I end up like with quite a few more levels in Lu, whereas I'm only one level over some of the mobs here. But that's fine as a certainly from my experience. That's fine. I have just gotten stuck. I hope I'm not going to get kicked while on the while on stream. Is my voice still coming through, everybody? Ah, there we go. It's kicked back in now. I've not yet managed to be kicked by the server while on stream, but you know, first time for everything and all that. Stinky moss. Yes, it is. Right. So, we get out to Haragmar. Oh no, I was going to go... it's okay, I'm not totally off course, just mostly off course. Yes, it's more efficient to pick up the quest up on the hill. Oh, what did I forget to do? Pick up the quest on the hill. Yes. Hi, Koff. Good to see you. When it comes to streaming, I'm rubbish at multitasking, so I will not be able to do much in kin chat. I always forget. May as well grab these because they're in short supply and it's a Slayer deed. What's come up here? Oh, summoned root from miles away. Go on then. Kin chat is currently quiet. What's everyone up to? Oh, there's only 4 of us in at the moment. To be fair, it is a random Thursday. I thought I pressed mount, but no. Right, let's go and get to the scouts because I think we've got quite a few Wight-centric quests. And now I can't find the path up. Come on, brain, wake up. I'll go up this way. Should be grateful I'm not running a normal job like my wife is, who also didn't sleep last night thanks to the 1.5-year-old. And she's working in a cafe. Haha. Most people probably are at work. I mean, it's that. Yeah, it's the same time wherever you are. It's the same time for me. So we must be both in the UK, or at least in the UK time zone. Most people have normal jobs, let's say. Okay.
How can I be of service?
Friedrich is a strong and leader and wise. I have learned much by watching the comings and goings within the ruins. I know that there is a wealth to be gained from within this place as well. If you are here to help, then I will gratefully accept any help you can offer.
Would you do something for me?
The Eglin have always kept their distance from Nanthelu. The ruins have an ominous feel that cannot be avoided. Since coming to this location, I have fought against some of the creatures there and found they carry treasures that will bring us much in the way of trade. While you are fighting against these foes, I would ask that you collect these items so that we may earn something from the aid you are providing.
Might I take a
I'm not going to read all these because
because
there's a lot of them, but yeah, defeat the Master of the Ruins who wanders around, and I end up having to kill him twice usually because I forget that he spawns in various locations.
Might I take a moment of
And
your
then
time?
defeat 8 of the Wights as well. Let's
Might
ignore
I
that
take
one
a
because that's
moment
nothing
of
to
your
do
time?
with the... nothing to do with the quest in Harloweg. Okay. Oh, I thought there was a signature white down here somewhere. I appear to be incorrect. Never mind. I think there's some auto-bestowed quests that come up here. It's been a while since I did this part of the Lowlands. Amazing, these wights can see through the back of their head. Felt me sneaking upon them. Ah. This might be a time for this. Oh, I got interrupted. Ah. Wanted to use this. Yeah. Oh no, it's not execute. This one. Relentless maul, but apparently wights can interrupt that. I am so not used to being on level with this part of this map. My life. I think I need to unbind the C key. Right. Now we have full wrath. Let's trigger heal and go into bear form. There we go. Die, die, die. I thought this might be a challenge, but that's fine. I kind of want to do the minimum I can get away with here. Oh, I was going to say, didn't even see that one come up behind me. Never mind. Hi, Puddle Jumper. Good to see you. Right, so now that I'm here, what did I come here for again? I'm looking for... I need to get to the Master of the Ruins. And I am still... oh, defeating more wights. Well, that's a given when you're in Haragmar. Okay. Now then, the one thing I sometimes forget here is how to get up onto the top level. I think you have to go up and round. Yes, I think that's right. But that's fine. This might be, if I can get away with it, the first class where... this is the master, isn't it? Yeah. Might be the first time I don't use a skirmish soldier here. I really, really detest wights. Like, really hate having to do this kind of region. So yes, it's nice to have an incentive in the form of streaming to get me through, because I don't mind shades, you know, actual ghost-esque figures. They're fine, but the Walking Dead is just a bit too freaky for my brain. I have died here on numerous occasions, which is bad for a fairly early region. It still is. I find this area still hard, Puddle Jumper, and I died hard when I came here on my Lawmaster, because I took my bear with me, which is usually okay, but he aggroed several groups of wights, and I was very, very what's the word? Squishy. Yeah, yes, hi Marrow, it is indeed a bear! It's a bear! At least when I got my Wrath up it will be a bear. I really do have to unbind this kid. Right. They used to freak me out when I play. If I zoomed in too much, it would freak me out, actually. Very much so. I'm not good enough rough to keep going. I very often have to bring a skirmish soldier here, but I don't think I've trained one. But I'm pretty sure as a Beorning I can do all the quests I need to, but everything is... Oh look, I'm beating people with my... Look, this happens sometimes. Beating them up with my bow instead of my axe. I'm not sure why that happens, but I'm not going to report it as a bug because it's too funny. Why didn't I use heals? Let's do that. You have to watch the respawns. Yes. This level is not so bad. When you go up, I have been... yeah, when I've been caught out a number of times on the next level up. By respawns, and also those that summon other wights, which is why I usually focus on the signature ones first. No, I don't think I will need any soldiers. I'm just the most risk averse. Oh, for flip's sake. I wish this guy would stop respawning and spawning in slightly different areas as well, because it is really annoying. Die again. Thank you. Right, where am I actually quest-wise? I'm just sort of... I've actually done everything. I just need to get back down. Where am I at with White Slayer? 30. I would rather focus on questing than on deeds right now. And there are plenty of wights at Harloweg, so I don't have to continue here. Yes, now that you're in the room, Marrow, I'm happy to say. Yes, this... I had a conversation with Marrow, who is also called Meorn, both in-game and on Twitter, about appropriate pets for Beornings, and decided it should be something that's, you know, practical. And there aren't many that would be of practical use in the wild. I think my other Beorning's only pet is a fox, because he could catch small game, which is a very, very flimsy reason to have a pet fox. And Marrow gave me this little calf, which is a very little calf, and that is fine. So that later they can provide milk out in the wilds. Oh, I thought somebody else was there, but it's not just summoning his white. Right. Here. A dog, yes, I don't have a dog pet in... A dog would be another one that you could do, yes, Cough, in that you could have... It could also go hunting with you or for you. The calf is worth 1,000 gold, is it? Really? Wow. I appreciate it regardless, because it's from a region, I think, that even my main is nowhere near through the content. And any time Mirlas, my main hobbit, gets... moves up a region, LOTRO go ahead and, you know, release another region. So I never sort of get closer to the end, so to speak. Not that the end target really, really matters, but... If anyone's new to Beorning or considering it, the only two things I've found so far that increase Wrath are Rush and Expose, which you don't get as much of a bonus against your foe in bear form as you do in man form, but it's still helpful for keeping you angry, which is very, very important as a bear, of course. The angrier you are, the better you are. Or certainly on my trait tree. I haven't investigated bear tank or full heal tank, full heal bear, because what's the point as a solo player, really? One thing I am missing, and I don't know whether it happens, is I need an interrupt ability. Might come later. This bear's only a humble level 30. Aid to earn.
How can I be of service?
Weaving expose all the time is great for off management. Yeah, you have to. I just have to keep watching for its cooldown is 5 seconds. As long as you catch it on its cooldown, it would be great. No worries, Marrow. Have fun. So a kin person has just said, "Oh, the anniversary celebration has arrived." Yes, saw on the LOTRO forums that if you make sure you accept your every few days you get the auto bestowed anniversary thing, keep the fireworks because they are needed for a summer festival. Summer festival fireworks quest where you go and get fireworks from men, elves, dwarves and hobbits, I presume. I've only gotten into the 50s on board, not sure if it's bear fatigue or Moria fatigue. My hunter got stuck in Moria for absolutely ages because it's such a long expansion. I think I'll end up on my when my guardian gets there, I'm just going to focus on the epic and go through and just you can't just go through, you go out and come back, go out and come back. It's an interesting region, but it's just so huge and long, and I did really want to get outside by the end. Yes, these are a very valuable find. If we can determine that none of these are ruined or corrupted, then I think they will earn us a great deal of supplies from the traders in Breland. Yay, level up. Yay, extra utility point, trait point. What we got? Critical chance. Not that one. What's this one? I don't protect an ally using sacrifice. Beorning bleed damage. Yeah, go on then. Okay. Gussie hates Moria, and I think I got stuck in Moria too. I really got excited getting to Moria for the first time, but that's where it stopped. So yeah, there's it's a great story and there's a lot to it, but it's very, very long. Right, what else is going on here? Master of the Ruins.
What can I do for you?
Just knowing that creature has been defeated twice, but of course you don't actually kill wights indefinitely. You just send their spirits back to the void and then they can come back again if they feel like it. It brings a wisp of hope into my heart. You have done much to aid the Eglin this day, Esilve, and I've done much to earn this. Thank you for all you continue to do for my people.
What can I do for you?
That cow is quite vocal. This cannot have been an easy task. The dead are creatures that inspire fear in the most courageous of hearts. We are indebted to you. Good. Right, okay, let's get back to Radagast then. I wonder if this triggers the instance straight away. Or no, I think we have to go down to Harloweg first, don't we? Okay. If I aggro any deed mobs, I will kill them. But I'm not really deeding on this character. Not proactively. I might if we still have a good amount of time. Of stream time left before anyone from family's due back. I've got so much outstanding in Eriador. That's Breland that I've left. Oh look, mostly because it's the stuff in the Barrows. I've not actually done the Shire. I've done all of Eredluin and still got a lot of Lowlands left. So with both my Beornings, I'm one on each server I've got. I'm trying to focus on questing and story, and then later if I think I need to get some virtues up, then I will do the deeds. but I'm not pressurising myself into doing it. Hi Faffy, good to see you. How's things going? That cow is very grateful for you keeping him alive. Yes. Yeah, not really big enough to defend himself yet. Keep looking behind me because in my other game that I stream, the Old Republic, your pets stay out while you're mounted, which doesn't happen in LOTRO. Probably for performance reasons. I'm running from that Kraben because I've done Kraben Slayer, so there's no urgency. Probably should use my milestone, but I remember that when I was already back to Guruth. Bit late now. Have I got much that needs pulling out of here? Oh look, another loot box. Weaponsmith I need to keep for my other characters. Metalsmith not so much. Scholar maybe. And I'll swap this out for the pitted finger bones because I'll need those for tasks. Okay, let's get repairs and then we'll go and speak to
What do you need?
Big Mr. Brown. Just doing the Dragoch raid, nothing hard, capped at 75. Ah, is that the one where you get the Dragoch scales that are used in very select crafting recipes? I remember someone offering a Dragoch scale cloak at the LOTRO family first birthday.
You have returned, I see.
He always sounds so surprised. You have returned! And alive. The Wight's destruction can only prove to help us in times to come. Now listen, for there is much to do.
This is dire news.
I'm going to stand here in my nice shiny safe tower and send you off. Oh no, do I have to go back anyway? I do, don't I? The sheer number of Wights in Haragmar indicates the presence of gaunt men, vile necromancers who serve the Dark Lord. In ages past they dwelt in the witch realm of Agamaur, but the Wight Council believed them all destroyed. Clearly, they were wrong. Only the strongest of the gaunt men, the Gaunt Lords, had the power to summon the spirits of the Shadow Realm. The War Singers carry the sigil of their Gaunt Lords. Search the ruins in the far east of Haragmar, defeat these creatures and bring me their sigils. We must learn which Gaunt Lord these creatures serve. Rah. Or more importantly, you should learn who these creatures serve. I'll just read a few books while you're gone. Yep, just need one more for the cloak. Aha. Yes, I learnt about lots of different items during the LOTRO family first birthday that I didn't realise existed. And because it was such a big admin headache, I should have gotten help earlier than I did. I ended up with, thankfully, Nel Nardis helping me out a bit on that in the end. But to me, it was just like another item to go in a box, and what Nell helped me to do was to work out which things are actually pretty rare and therefore could be gifts in and of themselves. So, learnt a lot of things that I didn't know existed, and quite how generous people were. It was quite amazing. Right, okay, so we do have to go back to Haragmar. Yay! It's alright, once I've killed a few more... Oh, I'll grab this Bog Prowler while I'm here. Yeah, I've got to unbind that when I next get to safety. Any more of those around here while I'm... no, okay. I was in the middle of a thought and I've now forgotten it. That's what happens. Oh, don't worry, Maro. It was never a pressure thing, and I think I should never be surprised by the LOTRO community, but I really, really was by quite how much people were willing to give, and how many people were willing to give as well. It's a very, very generous community. Right, so we're looking for gaunt war singers. I don't particularly want to hear the dead sing. Thanks very much. There's sometimes a war singer either wandering around up here, or... Are you a war singer? You are. Yeah, so I don't have to go into the ruins in and of themselves. Oh, I'll need 5 of them anyway. What I have found, if you want to do deeds, or you know you've got deeds to catch up on in LOTRO, do it during festival time, because there are much fewer players deeding. Of course, this might simply making that comment might change. How rude! Might change that, but that's why I need an interrupt. Right, so I'm still after war singers after all that. Best spot is at the base of those stairs up ahead. Normally just camp there and wait for respawns. How do they respawn quite quickly then, Zen? Because I tend to get stuck on these ruins because I don't think ahead of time. Of course, I do actually need to do something for the deeds, so... When you say, "Are you a war singer?" the answer is a furious song. It usually means, yes, I am. Hello, are you a war singer? Ah, okay, you can die again. I'm not broadcasting it quite to the entire internet. It depends on how many people watch the stream back again afterwards. But yeah, no, I have found that it's actually... Oh, there's one. Festival time is great for deeds if you need to do them, particularly in areas where there's only one main source of a deed. So thinking, where was I yesterday? Troll Shores, where White Slayer is only in one corner of the region map. Come on, cow, moo them to death. It's not too long, you can usually get Master of the Ruins there. Yeah, I've already... I don't want to hit the Master again, we've already done Master of the Ruins. This is we picked that quest up. I'll just grab a few more random whites and hope for the respawn. There's another one right outside that doorway. Oh, okay. Let me see if I can find that doorway then that you're referring to. I think this is a region where I just end up going, "Ah, dead things!" rather than thinking clearly and being strategic about it. Thanks, Faffy. I don't think we've had quotes of the stream for a few of my streams, but with me hopefully getting back into streaming twice a week again, that might soon change. By the way, my Burger Meal could do the Limlet Gorge and the Great River together. Ah, look, there we go. That's not bad at all, really, is it? Yeah, I intended to start, Mary. I actually intended to start the Great River because to break up the darkness of Mirkwood. And also, I think Great River is the first expansion or quest pack that gives Westfold mats and scrolls, if I'm right. Is that where you can? Because I'm not started on my Westfold crafting at all, which is holding me back at being able to gear gear my main, which is what I've been using. Yeah, you said there was another, unless I've already just got that War Singer from that gateway. Might be the one you're referring to. No worries, Faffy. I know, people have lives and things going on, so I'm just grateful if anyone turns up to any of my streams, really, and it's really great that people do, and that people chat, and that's great. It means I don't talk to myself quite as much, which is encouraging. I do tend to find I talk to myself a lot more in the hour or so after a stream, because you're just used to talking all the time. There's a War Singer, right. I'm sorry, I need to stop your music of the death. Oh, I wonder if the shout of fear thing, it works as an interrupt. I hadn't thought about checking that. It might. Steel tokens galore coming through now. I need more steel tokens on Crick Hollow than I do on here, because I've got most of the things that I want for steel tokens. Right, yay, I think we... What have we got steel token wise? 10, coming in galore, but steel tokens can get you quite a lot of stuff. Not everything is expensive in the steel token vendor. You can do Great River or Dunland for Westfold. Yeah, I haven't made it to Dunland yet at all. I'm over leveled, which has been a strategic choice on my main to make it as relaxing as possible. So I haven't made it to Dunland, and I want to make it to Dunland because that's where also the quest given gear, I think, and the mob drops are, well, better designed. From what I've seen. But I've only started Mirkwood on my main. The original Mirkwood rather than the new one. But I'm level 71 and I've barely touched Mirkwood. So what? I was originally just going to say, oh, stuff it, let's just do the... Oops. Losing control of my mouse and therefore my direction, because what I was going to do is grab this white here, but I want to get some reputation up with the Malathreme, so I'm probably going to end up stuck in Mirkwood for a bit. But I think, unless I'm incorrect, I think Great River gives you Malathreme rep as well, so I might go and do that. But if I can minimise how much I have to spend in Mirkwood, given that I hate spiders almost as much as I hate dead things, then I might do Great River and come back to Mirkwood and just go through the epic. Oops, what is this weird life I speak of? The weird life is what keeps me away from games. Oh, and the fact that I have a 1.5-year-old daughter and a wife who, I have to talk to occasionally. These demanding families. Great River has its own 2 rep factions. Oh, does it? I thought one of them early on was Malathreme. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Right, have we got anything worth keeping in this? Sometimes the weapons are quite nice. Skins, at least, but nothing particularly exciting. I need the woodworker scroll cases, though, for my only one woodworker character. And keep the gems. And we'll keep the elephants this time as well. Okay. Barely. Yes, I'm. My brain's not quite in gear yet to try and come up
How
with
may I help
the
you?
puns. Right. How's the kiddo? Yeah. Which she's got two things going on at the moment. One is her teething pain's kicking off, and she's only got about 6, 7, something like that, teeth to come through, but she doesn't cope well with teething pain at all. So that disrupts sleep and makes her noisy, etc. And the other thing that's going on is we're trying to sleep train her to sleep in her own bed on her own. So this is getting towards the end of week 2. There has been progress, but yeah, it's slow going.
There is a gaunt lord here.
These sigils bear the mark of Ivar the Bloodhand. He is a powerful lord of the Gaunt Men and a dangerous and vile creature. It is he who is behind the corruption of the Red Swamp. Why would a creature such as Ivar travel so far from Agamaur? Power, perhaps, but what drew him here? Dun dun dun. Wow, I haven't upgraded my pocket item in a while. That's not better than the one I'm wielding at all, is it? No. Okay.
I have a task.
Give her a bear onesie. Actually, you say that. I have occasionally let her first name slip on stream, and I have to try really hard not to. But we actually call her. The first name begins with N. Hence, on social media, I call her NJ. But when she was really small, somebody gave her a bear onesie, and we ended up calling her N, but her actual name Bear. So actually, she is called Bear occasionally, quite often, in fact. Yeah. What is this? Is that what you call your trousers? A pocket item? And a jacket could also be a pocket item. This land was the site of many battles in the past. Some say that the swamp takes its name from the blood of the fallen men that stains the earth red, but my knowledge of the swamp's history is limited. I do know of a man named Arik, a wise man of the Eglan, though only by reputation. He is a stone speaker, a scholar who studies the stones and collects knowledge from their markings. Arik knows much of the local lore. Travel to him and ask for his help. He currently dwells south of here beyond Talathgaun, down in Harloeg. He may provide us with the knowledge we seek. Alternatively, he may not. A pocket of holding. A special pocket of holding, yes. It's because we don't get pretty satchels like runekeepers. Right, so we have the joy of going to Harloeg. What quest have you just spawned? Oh, another one for
Could I
Arik.
speak with you a moment?
Trying to see if there's anything worth saying there. The shades there are not like the old wives' tales you might have heard of ghosts, but they seem to have no ill intent. Well, some of them do. Okay, so Harloeg is the other place to go for White Slayer. It also has bounty quests that for the first 2 or 3 times give you Eglin rep. So if you need extra reputation with the Eglin, you can either do the crafting quests that you can pick up in Guruth, or come down to Harloeg here and pick up the bounty quests, which have joyous things like sicklefly soup or sicklefly pudding. Right, I've already done the... I think I've already done the quest up here with the Earthkin, or Yorthkin. I think it's Yorthkin rather than Jorthkin, but I'm not sure. She needs to play a Beorning then, yes. The temptation to create an actual N-Bear character has been, I wouldn't say it's unbearable, chortle, but it's been strong. I suspect she will once she's a little bit older, because she sometimes sits on my lap and watches me play games. Or, if she needs calming down, I'll put her on my lap, she'll watch Peppa Pig on what is currently the streaming screen here. And I'll be gaming on the other side. Have to change what I'm doing, I couldn't do proactive fighting questing. But I will do gathering or anniversary or whatever the particular event is. On my main monitor here. So she will eventually start playing games. Hi Nel Nardis, good to see you. Right, Harlow Egg. My cold remedy hasn't been quite as effective as I hoped. I'll have to keep my energy up with peanuts and chocolate. It's like a decompiled Snickers, but not quite. Oh, I forget this swamp actually does have deep bits in it. Whoops. Got both of my kids into Lord of the Rings and LOTRO. Yep, good job, Puddle Jumper. I have gone slightly off course here, haven't I? Right. If anything, LOTRO has got me more into Lord of the Rings. I had read The Hobbit before playing LOTRO, but I'd found the actual Lord of the Rings a bit daunting. Originally, but now I've got through it and I'm 3/4 of the way through the Silmarillion. What do we have here? Thanks, Nidnan. I think that's a cough. Is that a cough? Alt? Nope. No, it's not. I get so confused with who's who. If you're still in Needham, thank you. Right. Cool. So, you have to pick up the epic here, and then it triggers some other quests to be pick-upable, was what I was going to say. My brain really isn't working. If you want to do the bounty quest, it's this guy here you want to speak to. I was right. Thanks, Cough. I thought it was you, but I have doubts because my memory's horrendous, but thank you.
Might I take a moment of your time?
So these bounty ones, as per usual, you get different crafting stuff, along with the scroll cases, which particularly if you've got a metalsmith, pick up the tool scroll cases. I think you can repeat these quite a few times, but they don't always give you Eglin rep, just to give you the heads up. We won't be doing Sicklefly Pudding now. They made it to Rivendell all by themselves yesterday for the fireworks deed. Yeah, I was going to ask how old they were as well, Puddle Jumper. Did they make it to the top of Weathertop on their own as well?
What can I do for you?
If Friedrich sent you, then I bid you welcome. You will find this a strange place. The shades of the long-suffering dead walk in these ruins, but have no fear, they will do you no harm. Indeed, they may be able to teach you much of this land. Before we pick up the next one, let's see what Koff sent. We have a helpful hound and... Oh, bless you! Well-supplied hound. I desperately wanted that when I saw people giving them away in, the LOTRO family first birthday. Oh. Hound. I might give one of the hands to another one of my characters, but this well-supplied hound is just so cute and helpful. Look, carrying your supplies for you. Oh, bless. Thanks. Thanks so much, Cuff. That's brilliant.
Greetings.
I know much about these lands, yes. Do you know from whence my knowledge stems? The dead hold secrets, great secrets, terrible secrets. Secrets they clutch their chests like fire on a winter's day. Memories keep their hearts warm, you see. No, perhaps you do not see, but you shall. Oh yes, I believe you shall. I think someone
Stay
is
a
mad.
moment.
Yeah, they are. That little puppy is cute. Brilliant. Oh, that's impressive. The Rivendell one, you can do if you're careful without help. Weathertop, I had to be careful on my level 20 Warden because there are some level 25 mobs around Weathertop, and it's not always easy how to get to get up to the top either. So yeah, well done. Someone said there's a festival vendor missing in Bree, in the in Kin Chat. That's really odd. I might have to look later. We will do some anniversary later. I will want to. You can learn many things from the dead, but there is one troublesome shade called Emmeline that resists all attempts at communication. Perhaps you may succeed where I have not. Emmeline is difficult. He's dead. What do you think? What do you expect? Emmeline, he is bound by pride and deems the living beneath contempt. If you can prove yourself to him, this might grant you enough status in his eyes that he will lend you aid. Beware when you speak to him, he will try and win your trust with pleasant words, then send you off to your doom. You'll find him here in Osther. Yes, you will. It is this shade here. I'm going to, because I have experience with this one, and this is something I do remember. I need to keep my wrath up. Thou drawest breath, and yet thou dost wish to speak with me. Thou art not like the man Aric. He is stone-wise and knows the secrets of this land, but even he I despise for his warm flesh and bright-eyed stare. Wisdom will be thine if thou art proven worthy. Thou dost dare face my warriors? If thou art the victor, then I shall help upon thy quest. Fail, and thou shalt not see another light of day. Oh, great. No pressure then. No ghost too big, no ghost too small. Fair services. When I tried doing an anniversary quest the other day, it said talk to Arwen in Rivendell, and she wasn't there. Someone else said about Arwen missing as well, Nelnardis, and I haven't done that quest. Is that an actual normal anniversary quest, or is that a scavenger quest? Thou art alive still to draw us breath, though ragged and coarse it be. Rest thyself and hearken unto me. Terrible deeds I have done in the names of the kings of old, while evil corrupted this land. My men and I stood by and did nothing, ignoring our charge. Now the Red Maid serves Agamaur, something we swore to prevent. Eowyn Benarar cursed us to live as half dead, such was our failure. Dost thou understand? I will help thee in order to break my curse, but thou must do more to secure my aid. This land was corrupted by the war which raged here. Blood, much blood, blood, lots of blood, spilled into the springs of the Lady until all became red, and the springs became a swamp. The Lady, whose name is not remembered, became the Red Maid, a creature lost and corrupt. Ivar the Blood Hand came not long ago and awakened her again and claimed power over her. Now Ivar is a greater threat than ever he was. Thou must strike against him to restore the balance betwixt man and nature, until the Red Maid be redeemed or destroyed. My brethren and I are doomed to this wretched state. The west is where thou must travel to destroy the White Lord Broodhaw and his soldiers. They serve the Blood Hand and must be destroyed. Dun, dun, dun. Nice, it doesn't sound those ghosts. Yeah, I'm not going to try and do that weird sound. Right. Are you in, Abe? Sometimes I get people to follow and I don't see them actually in the room until afterwards. Once I see them in the room, then I'll thank them. It was Scavenger. Yeah, I've only been able to do Year 1 Trifles and Year 2 Travels because my highest character is 71 and they just require... the other parts require other regions to have been unlocked or you to have got that far in the story, and I haven't. Right, I'm not going to read all these out, else we'll be here forever, but I'll pick them anyway. So, defeat Wights in the ruins. Iarwen Ben Adar is the elves' name for Tom Bombadil. Ah! I'm sure I've read that before and I had forgotten. But yeah, thank you for the reminder. Defeat Gostoth. I think I know who Gostoth is. And find a glittering signet ring. I think that is... You just get that from a random wight, if I remember correctly.
Could I speak with
We won't
you
be
a
doing
moment?
that. That is Agamaur, which I do not want to be doing today, and not on level, and not alone. So, defeating wights in the ruins. This is the most pleasant you'll see. Harlowegg, a nice pink dawn. Where's my little hound gone? Got. Ruff, ruff, ruff. Looking up at you like so hopefully. That's really, really cute. I'm so happy, thank you. Right, yeah, getting distracted by the puppy. Go figure. Oops. They said on stream yesterday that they're making change. Oh, really? Because they said on stream, the bit of stream that I caught, Zin, that it was going to be quite a hard work, because when they first came up with the scavenger, they were focused on making all the quests accessible to free-to-play players, and hadn't considered really the level requirement, because I think they said a huge chunk of their player base is endgame high level people. So that's why they hadn't redone the requirements for it. I think that's what it said. So if they're going to make actually some parts of it accessible to even low level players, then that's great, because I really want to do it. And you do get some really neat pets as a result as well. Ah! Thought I'd gone in bear form. I must have accidentally hit it twice. I'm still not used to how much effort these take to kill when you're only 1 or 2 levels higher. Right. I don't need to kill everything in sight because I didn't pick up the extra quests. We needed everything for a 6-man group. We've got nothing. Oh no! Is that like an actual issue, Marrow? Because they really should, because they can't expect everyone to always be able to find a 8 people while 7 other people for a raid. Can they? I'm thinking out loud as someone who's not a raider, so could be making completely incorrect statements here. Right. I actually need to get 2 things. Defeat Broodhor and Gostoth. Do not spit thy bile in my direction, thou foulest wight. Probably the easiest deed you'll ever do, that one there. Just ticked up. Right, now I think this guy is up here someplace. Didn't catch all the details, but according to Druid's Fire, that's what they're doing. No info on how they're changing it, though. Guess we'll have to wait and see. Yeah, and if I remember what you just said, I think you said it was to do with changing it for Encore. But that's good, because it means I'll have done the stuff that I need to do for gear-wise, at least. And those that actually want to get the mounts will have them, so it'd be nice to do something slightly different. Because I don't mind, quests where you have to travel for ages, see Middle-earth. Although I did find it quite funny that he said, "You defeated this foe again," and some of them I'd never even seen before. In fact, there was an area that's between Where was it? Yeah, I've not been up here before. And one of the old foes from year 1 was up here. Got to see a new part of the map that I've not visited before. So it was like, you've defeated this thing again. No, I've not done it before, but nice try. I'd love to get it all done. It just so happens that the day of the festival ends is day 4 of uni assignments are due in. Oh no! Priorities. This is that annoying life thing. Right, I'm after a named mob, aren't I? What's he called? Gastoth. I think you have to put your uni assignments first, unfortunately. But you might be able to do it during Encore. Right, Gastoth, wherefore art thou, Gastoth, thy dead beast? Right, where are you? Rah. Oh, to have passage of shadow. Am I in the right area? Yes, roughly. Nope. Where are you? Darn it, is it... He does usually walk around. But then, so are most of the wights up here, so it's not exactly a helpful guide to look for the one that's walking around. Gostoth, there you are. Sneaky little wightses. Yay. Got it. They wanted to sell the stuff overpriced to me, so I got plenty of gold, so I got it anyway. Ah, okay. That seems a bit harsh, you know, come in a group with us, help us to achieve our aims, and then rip you off afterwards, but I guess if you need or want the loot badly enough, then what the heck, really. Hello? I appear to have a random ability lag. Ping's only slightly more than normal. What's going on? That was weird. Burnt fur does not smell good, though. No. Last thing a bear needs is its fur on fire, but it does happen. Hey, at least killing the wights does in fact give you a mediocre amount of reputation. Where am I at with reputation with the Eglin? 3/4 of the way to ally. Not exactly impressive yet. Got the band's application to Shirefest. Oh yay! It's it's Shirefest's fault. Honour? I don't know. Reason that I'm on Crick Hollow in the first place. Because I wanted to go and hear some of the in-game music on a different server. And then end up creating characters that I really like. Grabbing a screenshot, because that's what I do. You can get out of bear form now if you want. I have an ability. Oh, does anyone else have a ability lag at the moment? It seems to come and go occasionally, and it's not my ping. My ping is fine. Oh yay, and then we get to do the Radagast instance, I think, after this. What did we tick off here? Enemy of the dead. I don't think I'm using a title. No, on Esilve I'm not using a title yet. There's one I want in the Misty Mountains. I think it's Bear Wrestler, but you only get it by killing bears, so I don't know whether I do it just the once to get the title or not. Yeah, I don't know if I manage to make it to Shire Fest. I don't know which character it'll be. Whoever I feel like doing. Usually it's my little Hobbit Warden that goes to things in the Shire because she's closest. But I might send Mirlass along. It's not my grumpy Beorning's cup of tea. Thinking in character a bit there. But one of my hobbits will try and get along at least. We draw closer now to release. We will know that it is by the hands of others that our opportunity for freedom was given. Know thou that we will in our eternal slumber be eternally grateful. Lady of Fangs. How'd you get Lady of Fangs, Marrow? Well, for a bear wrestler, would just be normal wrestler. Yeah, you're probably right, Faffy. Probably right. Lady of Fangs is quite a cool name, though. How do you get that? Rest again, dear friend. Were there warmth to one such as I would know it again. I will treasure this little bit thou hast done for me. I will recall thine efforts always. We can't be far off the lonely road ones now. Wargs in Agamaur. Okay, well, I've got a ways to go. But I actually intend... I've been umming and ahhing as to whether I should focus on one class on my streams or... flick around, and I think it'd be good to stick on my Beorning here, and if we focus on the epic we should get through regions relatively quickly, as much as you can with it, one stream a week. So yes. Right, so we will read this one. Thou art returned from thy battle, and the White Lord is no more. Then I shall speak of the past and what is to come. Ancient Arnor stood long ago, then sundered it was. 3 nations arose, Arthden, Cardolan, and Rudor. I'm still trying to work out how to pronounce these, but Arnor's light was dimmed, and the hearts of men are so easily tempted to dark deeds. Rudor turned against us, the kingdom of Arthden, for there our Dunedain brethren had been overthrown by an evil chieftain of the Hillmen in the service of Angmar. The warning had come much too late for the maiden, for us. Don't need that shield. Jewelry. I could really do with creating better jewelry for this character. No, it doesn't matter. Right, cool. What Koff said. Okay, cool. Every time I hear that ghost noise I think how bad their breath must smell. Please, if you could eat mince, please eat. I like titles like Wanderer, Explorer, Adventurer, or Heroine of the Lost. My main Hobbit hunter has got Wild Hunter, which you get by killing the wild animals that are not protected in the Golden Wood. So that's going to be his title for quite a while. He had Giant Killer or Giant Slayer for quite a long time, so I thought as a Hobbit that's quite an impressive title. But Wild Hunter suits him much better. Right, so before we go speak to Radagast and do that instance and eat more chocolate in the process. The wars corrupted this land, drowning it in the blood of innocence. The lady drowned as well, choking on death and evil while we did nothing to save her. Twice we failed our duty, and 7 times cursed we were by the one the elves called Iarwen Menardar. When the lady became the Red Maid, she brought further ruin to her own home, to the land and to the beasts. She was terrible, and we dared not face her. Then there was no more living blood to spill. She slept until Ivar awakened her once more. That is my sad tale. Now go, return to thy master and speak to him of the secret path. Remember our fate, Beorning, and do not fail in thy duty. What a delightful character. Right, Guruth then. My hunter has Ranger of Ithilien. He can't get most ones I delivered due to them being locked away at challenge mode. 105 capped character. Is that one of those characters you've chosen to cap at 105? Because I know that's something that you do. Oh, yes, loot. Taylor scroll case. Let's not accidentally lose the pet that I was gifted. I think I'd like to get, once I get my elf hunter further through. There's, yeah, thinking out loud when I haven't got a full thought in my head, but it would be good to get an appropriate title for him. But, you know, being able to get actually a proper ranger title would be great. But you can get honorary ranger with the Rangers of Estelden. Estelden, yeah.
How may I help you?
Warden of the Ashen Wastes. Titles is something LOTRO does really well. Such a range of things to choose from. Oh, did I actually do
What can I
repairs
do for
there?
you?
I'm not sure that I did. No. Okay. Favourites are of the 7 stars, Weatherstock Bard. Yeah, there's another one that's a Bard title, isn't there? And I don't know how you get that for minstrels. I have my project to cap characters. 105 Hunter is fully geared and it's broken. Why is it broken? Yes, I remember you saying about your capping and doing content appropriate to that level. I do use Stones of the Tortoise occasionally to prevent me over-leveling too much, or if I want to binge on a festival. Heartseeker instant proc cooldown reset. A nuke. No, it probably is, yeah. They're quite damaging, those Heartseekers.
Much has happened.
Yes, it is a terrible fate for anyone, and this Ivar is a fearsome foe. I pray those youths are found safe and sound. Ah, but you do not know. The 2 bold Eglin youths set out... Sorry, two bold Eglin youths set out to save Guruth. They are ignorant of the dangers they face and must be turned from their quest. Pride and honour compel them, but only death awaits. He's such an optimistic guy, isn't he? Right. Let's not accidentally pick the Fellowship version.
Greetings, friend of the wild.
Yes, indeed, I am friend of the wild. And that's appropriate for this character. Right. 2 young and headstrong youths of the Eglin, Elzer and Eriak, entered Agamaur with a small company. They sought to find the power behind the threat to their people. But if the gaunt Lord Ivar has come to Agamaur, I fear they face a power they cannot overcome. They need your help. The Red Swamp is divided into 2 regions. The southern marshes, Haragmar, you know. Elzer and Eriak entered Agamaur, the northern marshes, through the Red Pass. It is a passage known only to the Eglin and myself. I will accompany you, for the shadow that has come to Agamaur is too powerful for you to deal with alone. There is no telling what evil awaits us in the swamp. Return to me when you are prepared to leave. Well, as prepared I am.
Are you prepared to leave?
I am prepared to leave, yes, Radagast. I will almost certainly have brain fog during this. I have brain fog anyway, but with this instance there's stuff going on all over, so bear with me. Ha ha ha. Pun not actually intended at that point.
The gaunt Lord Ivar spreads corruption through Agamaur, the Red Swamp, raising a host of evil to do the bidding of Agamaur.
We must go west to the Eglin encampment. Elzer and Eriak will be waiting. There I can better attend to the corruption from there. Thanks, Nelnardis. The power which continues to corrupt this swamp is terrible, but we may not have to face it alone. The beasts tell me that there are shades of Emmeline's kind which dwell here and may be convinced to aid the Eglin. I do not know why they do not remain with their own kind, but at least they have not brought harm to the Eglin. Now we must hurry! I've been speaking to you for 3 minutes, but we must hurry. The very trees scream in pain. I must see what I can do to help them as quickly as possible. Follow me, although I cannot promise aid, for I fear I will need all of my strength to face Ivar the Bloodhound. Hi, Rabenus. I like that. We must hurry, so I'll just have a random casual stroll. I won't be reading out his spell-casting words. I'm also going to try not to aggro everything because I have that tendency in this instance. Although Radagast is going to do it anyway. Trying to avoid the warped oak and failed because Radagast didn't take the most direct route. Right. It's quite fun using the swarm of bees against trees like that one because they can do the same to you. So you end up with like one swarm of bees fighting another swarm of bees. Hi Muckshifter. I'll try and keep up on chat as much as I can. This is the slower part of the instance. Oh, this is also an instance where you get your free bog lurkers, prowlers, that count towards the Lone Lands one, so it's another way of doing it. I've been told there is the instance I've never done, and therefore constantly have Lone Land deeds outstanding. Found to the Red Maid and Ivar's Crypt. I don't know if that's two instances or the same one, but way too many mobs all focusing on me. Yes, let's get some healing in there. Get Roth up again. How rude. That bog prowler really does not like me. Right. Where are you, Radagast? There we go. The bees! The bees! There are 3 actually. You'll need a group of 3 for 2 of them and 6 for the other, or be way over level. Ah, okay. Yes, that's another reason why I've not done it, because I don't think you can solo. I don't think there are solo versions, which is a shame. And you can't complete the Explorer of the Lone Lands without doing those instances. I still have not unbound the sea key, which I really need to do. I also need my cleanse ability to come off cooldown. There we go. How is everything? I'm making the most of a quiet house to actually stream LOTRO. Because the house is not quiet very often. But I'm hoping this will become... I didn't stream LOTRO last Thursday because I was too busy doing my guide to the anniversary, and I've still got a couple of things to add to it. But I did the week before, so I'm aiming now for this always to be the LOTRO slot. So many bees. Burglar is fun when you have 32 skill points. Burglar is a class I've not actually tried. Burglar and Captain. I'm trying to think if there's another class I have yet to try. I thought there was. What did I tell you? Stop spewing your bile at me. It's gross. Go away. Great, I've got a major disease and I can't cleanse yet. There we go. Thing about trying to remember to get out of those squares, because when some of the wights collapse they leave disease squares of stupid. Who is he fighting? I don't see. Oh, it's that creeping. The creeping hand is behind you. I'll get it for you, Radagast. It's okay. I'll use my claw because you can't use your stick. Yes, reforging Narsil as well. Yeah, I wanted to do that one. And I went in foolishly thinking, oh, I know, I can solo this. I'm a good number of levels over, which by the end of Evan you usually are. And no, you can't do that one alone. So you're right, Zin, yeah. I kind of wish you could. It leaves the deeds outstanding, which means you can't complete the deed of Eriador. Deed. Does the vomit change on your body when you change forms? Oh... Yes, I suspect it does, which is a really disgusting thought. One should always spew one's bile downwind. Rules for wights. Yes, because we know how obedient they are. Oh, actually, technically they are obedient, just... Don't know what rules the enemy put in place for the for their reanimated corpses. Nevan orders me to hold my post, and I must obey. He is our commander. I am under his charge, as are my men. Honour binds us, even greater than the curse of Iarwen Ben Ardar. I will not forsake my commander, though he is so very changed. I cannot disobey his orders while he remains. If thou wish us to fight, thou must entreat with Nevan. His seat is to the north. And that one is such an important part of the story, this should really make it soloable. Narsil, yes, and it would be nice to be able to do this solo. I dispute whether I could do the Red Maid one on a bear marrow. Might be possible on a bear, but I don't have the... My problem is I'm risk averse, and don't exactly have the highest confidence, so I don't put myself in positions of risk. Of course, you're not really risking a great deal where life is concerned by going into a slightly challenging quest in the game, but you know, never mind. Let me quickly unbind the C key, and I'll just go get out the habit, because there's a lot more people in the room than last time I explained this, so I will actually can I do Shift C instead? Yes, but now oh, that's better. Shift C. Okay, accept. Because the way I've got my quick bars done is that I've got my main abilities that I use often around the AWSD keys here, which meant C is caught in between letters. So I end up accidentally bringing up the character sheet, which is not helpful on stream, because it just means you just keep seeing the character panel hop up when you don't really need it. But now I've remapped that, I should be fine. soloed this book instance on Fellowship mode. Ah, now you're just showing off. I do say on stream, I am not the most skillful of gamers, so hats off to you people who do nuts things like that, but I'm not one of them. Your presence is unwelcome, but amusing. What did you hope to accomplish, I wonder? It will not matter, for soon I will claim your bones for Ivar and for the Red Maid. Probably should have eaten some honey cake before starting this. Just need to get my wrath up a bit because, although I need to... Where's the main one? Nevin. He summons, I think, and I could do with him not summoning more wights. Oh look, he summoned more wights. As I was saying. I have a level 31 frown of concentration on my face at the moment. Gotcha. Right. The concentration. Discovered one of the upsides of finding myself the event organised for the kin is that if I want to an instance, all I have to do is choose that. How very selfless of you, Zen. And totally understandable. Oh, level 30 on a Beorning actually triggered some extra class deed stuff. So when I was on... When you hit level 30, you get... the one through the bees, which is like 1,000... Yeah, 1,000 stingers. Not slash... Relentless Maul, because you don't get that ability until about level 30 anyway. And then... To battle, I think, use Rush. Possibly. But there's a few other ones that trigger once you hit level 30, so... Yeah. Cool. A wight? A fell creature of Agamaur? How could I have not seen this? So long have I lingered in this swamp, cursed by Iarwan Ben-Adar, to bring the salvation or the destruction of the Red Maid. She who dwells within Garth-Agarwen, a power now under the influence of the Gaunt Men. I was blind to what Nevin had become. Now I shall make amends. Now we shall make our battle and strive to fulfill our curse. And now I will need wrath because we have to go through a whole load of foes anyway. Oh look, now Radagast runs. Could have run before rather than speaking to every single living thing between the quest start and where we needed to be. Ah, yes, here we go. Around here someplace. Right, you don't have to get in the way of that particular fight. Oh, I should have done that either. Need to get my wrath back up again. These don't trigger until you get a little bit closer. Why do I punch the air? Me or my character? I'm trying to work out what you're referring to exactly there. Oh, I've not got the right white selected here. Cool. Quickly, there are others like you ahead. Others like you, i.e. living people. It took some 6 months to get Garth-Agarwen instance done because we all had to do landscape quests in the area first. Yeah, I've never done those instances, so I think I tried to map some of the areas on my main, and try and skip around mobs, but you can't do it that easily. Speak to Elsa. Her insight may prove helpful in the fight ahead. But if you did punch the air as well, then also you. I don't remember punching the air. I don't think so. Considering you used to be living, you'd think you'd know what others like you are. Yes, you would think that. Ancient longsword. Very ancient. It's very rusted. Reinforced gold earring of defense, which gives you 28 armor. That's got to be quite a heavy earring. Right, nothing particularly helpful for right now. Cool. I don't know which ability punches the air. When you break free of something or when you go into rage mode, you sometimes do that, for example. You sort of roar into the air to build rage. Ah, you mean that. I think you mean that one. So, when you use Biting Edge, which if you're in the middle of a fight, is an attack mode, but when you do it here, it adds some Wrath to your Wrath bar here. So adds 15 Wrath. So that's why I do it before a fight, because it helps build up the Wrath, which you need to turn into bear form. I think that's what you're referring to. Hurry now, the Gaunt Lord is not far from here, near the gates of Agartha to the north. He may not reveal himself immediately, so we may need to draw him forth. The way ahead will be difficult, but do not give up hope. We shall triumph this day if we do not lose heart. Or body, or lungs, or limbs, or any other parts of our bodies, yes. All these... I never notice when the hands spawn until I realise I'm still in combat. Oh, this is the freaky bit where you get the hands that come up out of the blood and look like they're grasping at you. If I remember right. Not quite yet. I think it's when you end up speaking to Ivar. Ah, the concentration. There we go. So trying to make sure I can get the heal in place before I turn into bear form. I have no idea how you did this on Fellowship mode, Marrow. Ivar, enough of this. Show yourself. I think it's when you're speaking to Ivar here. Look. Oh, look, there's a there we go. They're not just... oh, the original hands, I don't know. But this is just a bit freaky. Look, they're just trying to sort of pull you down into the depths with you. It's just a bit weird. Agamaur, where the death tried to grasp your hips. Biting Edge plus Hearten. Wrath trait. Fast Wrath. Hearten... yes, where is the Hearten Wrath trait? I don't think I get it yet. I have heard of it. And I don't think my level 35 Beorning has it either. Hearten Wrath trait. Where is it? Is it Redline, Marrow? Turn... It's none of these. No, that's gain wrath when your sacrifice target is hit. Blue line first trait. Ah, right. I need to save 2 trait points then. Yes, I need to do that. Hi, Bookworm. Good to see you too. The hands are actually punching the air too. The disembodied hands that we were talking about earlier are just sort of summoned by the Wights. They're just gross. You get them in the Barrow Downs and in Breland as well. That creature commands great power, but against a heart full of hope and trust in one's allies, such power means nothing. He'd make a good political leader these days, wouldn't he? Thank you for your help here, my friend. We have done well this day. Ivar's spreading corruption is stayed, at least for the moment. I must return now to the Eglin encampment and help end this evil forever. There is more you ought to do here, if you are willing, but we will not speak of such matters now. No, get me out of this red stuff, please. Thank you.
I came too late to Bree, and too early to Weathertop, where beyond my aid, the Witch King and his minions attacked Frodo, wounding him with a Morgul blade. Thankfully, Aragorn was there to save him.
Yes, and then you get later that get my brain back in gear. The Frodo gets healed from his Morgul wound in record time compared to when you set up a high elf in Lotro.
What do you need?
Thank you again for your aid, Esilve. You should speak now with Radagast the Brown. He is waiting for you within the tower here in the camp. For Radagast likes towers. Yes, but real talk, you can't just summon hands from thin air. They have to be summoned from somewhere. Yeah, actually, they're... Well, yeah, dead bodies, I suppose. They could be in the ground. I think they said lots of people died in that swamp, if I remember right. Yeah. Maybe a wizard doesn't always manage to come precisely when he intends to. Just you don't tell the hobbits that. Oh, ow! Sorry, stabbing pain in my shoulder. That's where most of my pain has been in the last week, especially. Wow. Ouch. Yes, yes, this will do nicely. I shall remain here and help the Eglin fight against Ivar. I cannot allow innocent creatures to be used for such evil purposes. Can I actually benefit from some of this? Yes, I can. Until I recraft my own stuff, anyway.
I must bid you farewell for now.
The Eglin and our Arthedain allies were able to stop Ivar's forces, at least for the time being. I am needed elsewhere, and must bid you farewell for now. Now go, for Elsa wishes to speak with you again. Right, shall we do some stuff in Agamaur, or should we just have a break and do Anniversary? What do we think? Have a bit of a chill out Anniversary? Let's upgrade the glittering. Oh, of course, got to get out of the habit of going for C. That one, right there. I hate Agamaur with a passion, but I'm more likely to do it on stream than not. I'm happy to take people's input.
Tell me what you need or move along.
Anniversary! Yeah, okay. First vote, Nel Nardis.
How can I be of service?
I'll just get rid of that because that finishes off the epic, because you take the pack back to Guruth. Not that I can quick travel there. Okay, right, in that case, I do have Return to Bree. Oh, we finished Tales of the Lonely Road. That was a fluke. Not going to argue with a few extra Lotro points, however. Right. So, I'll get rid of loot in Bree. And let's bring up the anniversary stuff. Festival. Ow. Another lovely year. Right. Thankfully I don't have to do this straight away then, because when you start anniversary rotation stuff, when you actually want to do it for the day, you have to go to the party tree first. Otherwise you can end up doing half the anniversary stuff and forget to pick up the daily. Right. You can see what a fool I'm making myself running after envelopes. I try not to go for the flying ones, depending on the population of Bree. Because although Bree is layered, you still get quite a lot of people wandering. Right, so we are in. This is where it's helpful to know what time of day it is. It's noon, so we need to go and pick up the, basically, publicity for the firework display, yes? So, you have to excuse the ridiculously low FPS. It only happens when Bree is particularly mad. If you don't want to do festival and you have repairs or want to go to auction house, go anywhere other than Bree during the anniversary event.
Stay and have some tea.
Oh, I get to do the tour. I've not actually done the anniversary on this character. Hello there, good Beorning. You may have noticed there is a special event going on. Our very own anniversary. There are festivities taking place in many locations. Perhaps you'd like to know the particular. While the event is underway, you'll find there is a beer brawl in Thorin's Hall, fireworks show in Bree and the Shire, horse races at the Horsefields and Delving Field, and a great number of tokens to be found all over the world. You may trade these tokens for special gifts and profit greatly from such simple tasks as fighting evil in Middle-earth, said the Hobbit. Go and explore the different festivities and be sure to return here at night to participate in our marvellous firework display. He's such a great salesperson. So it'll be about an hour before you can do the fireworks show then. Yes, I think that's right. Rainbow Cloak? Is that the Dragok one you were talking about, Marrow? So I've got 17 steel tokens from doing all the stuff from today's questing.
Could I take a moment?
So you can rack them up quite quickly, because I've only been on live for less than 2 hours. Hello friend, are you here for the fireworks show? Well, as you can see, there are no shows in Bree during the day. Unlike the Shire, where they do have fireworks displays during the day. You'll have to wait for the sun to go down or visit the Methil stage. Folks around here don't seem to remember the wonderful fireworks shows happen at this time of year. Maybe you could remind them. Roam about town, you may notice some key locations to place fireworks. Ensure that the ground there is solid enough, and a quick firework launch should remind any onlookers. Yeah, I forget in quite how long. Oh, I might have missed that. Can you IM me at Marrow, because I don't keep Gen chat up ever. Thanks for following, Ski. Welcome to the show! Are you here to take in the sights, or maybe you would care to participate instead? There is nothing quite like the fireworks show we have here in Bree. We gather every night during the festival and set off quite the display. Feel free to join in the fun and be rewarded for your efforts. You won't regret it, friend. Right, now then, I can't remember what the respawn time is on the appropriate places for fireworks. I put floaty names on, because certainly in the daytime I'm not observant enough to spot them anyway. Sometimes there's one around here, but not right now. No, we'll have to come back for this part of the map, I think. Ah, there we go. Ideal location for some fireworks. It isn't it? I didn't get that IM then, Marrow. It's not come through. And no, I don't have you on ignore. Nope. You're on my friends list, you should be able to IM me. Right, so we got that. Then I thought there was one up there, but I've never seen it spawn. Okay. I thought I'd done some of the beer brawling on Esilve, but it must be wrong. For some reason my female characters tend to get involved in the hitting people more so than the male ones. I'm not sure why. Maybe it's the break from fighting evil in Middle-earth that just means you need to beat up people, which wasn't the first phraseology that came into my head. It's like, no, family-friendly stream people. Right. Send a tell to Arvenor. Oh, you're in a character I don't recognise. Arvenor. No, I get confused as to... There we go. You should be able to reply now. I'm surprised you should... Because you're on my friends list, you should have been able to IM me. Ideal location for some fireworks. Yay. Another one that's around here. There's one sometimes in the actual purchasing area there, and one outside the guard where you turn in the tasks. Just turn these off for now because there's a lot of people in the area, so it can affect the FPS a bit.
Would you do something for me?
I'll pick up the gifts quest chain in a bit. We'll do the other ones. Don't walk on my head. I get unreasonably annoyed at people standing on my head in game. It's like, I know we're all digital, but I still want personal space. Ah, so Marrow has been putting together cloaks. So, Worm Scale Acrobat Cloak, which is a great name. That's very, very pretty. And then it said Dragok upgraded with Saruman's Cloak Clasp. I'm not being able to see the clasp because I've got my neck piece on. I prefer that colour. That's really vibrant.
Could I speak with you a moment?
So yes, I'll come back to the gifts quest chain in a sec, because you can, if I keep my brain in gear, align the gifts quest chain with the tour of the event when you run it for the first time. Right. Hail friend, might I ask a favour of you? I was put in charge of sending out invitations to the residents of Bree to let them know that the festival event's underway. Maybe you received one yourself. Well, I was about to send out another stack of envelopes when a strong wind came along and blew them all away. Can you collect the invitations around town for me? I know we're all digital. Yeah. I'm going to be interested to see what quotes... it's been a while since we've done quotes to the stream on my stream. So... Righty-ho. Right, I can see some glowing up here. Some envelopes, you get the little glow marks, but you don't actually see the envelope. This is at least one you can see. So, I need to put floaty names back on, because we also still... You can do the two quests together. Get your brain in gear, FJ. Right, find the appropriate places for the fireworks and the envelopes you can do together if you keep your brain in gear. I saw a very good tip on the forums about the envelopes, and it's probably the best one I've seen for the actual flying envelopes. Wait for one to fly towards you rather than... try and chase one and look like a complete muppet. The other thing I found is if you run ahead of the envelope and make sure you click it ahead of time, so before it overtakes you, then that's another way of getting the floating ones. It is quite funny watching. It's quite a good equaliser, that going for floating envelopes, because you end up with players that are really high level still making complete muppets of themselves. Brilliant. It's in the spirit of the event, so why not? Yep, it's the best in slot cloak for burglar. Shiny cloak might be bad for sneaking around. Reflects too much of the light. Oh, ideal location for fireworks. There's another ideal location inside the training ground in the jail there. Beornings need more personal space. You know the smell. Ouch! Thanks, Goff. Need to take a dip in the river then, do I? I see. Just be grateful I'm not playing my grumpy Beorning. He might not have taken too kindly to that. Always try to avoid walking or riding over people. Yes, absolutely. It's something that I've seen some people on Twitter say is put the role playing back in the RPG MMO. You know, consider what would you do this thing if you were physically there? Like, would you ride your horse through the door into a building, for example? Not if you weren't drunk, maybe, but yeah. Right, there should be Oh no, I'm not looking for an ideal location. I'm looking for an envelope here, I think. How am I... Yeah, the ideal location is... I've got to go back up to the north of the town. Not seeing any envelopes lying around here. I get confused because the posted... Ah, there's one. The posted bills look like envelopes and they're not quite. I stand on people's heads in real life as well. Well, I can't argue your point there then. At least you're consistent. Sometimes there's an envelope behind this study. Again, this is another one where like I'm stealing it from this townsperson. I'm sorry, I'm going to take your envelope because somebody else might want it. Right, how many of these have I got now? 7. And I can't open them. I've got too much junk. I'd forgotten about that. Sorry, it's my nose so much. I can't get rid of this cold. I've had it for months. Right. Keep the scroll case. Don't sell the envelopes by accident. That would just be daft, right? Now, if you're new to this festival, or to the game in particular, the envelopes quest can give you other things. So you can get a War Steed cosmetic set from it. You can get an emote from it. I think some people said you can occasionally get an anniversary token from the envelopes quest. I don't know what else there is. Maybe some more. This is only my 2nd anniversary event, so there might be some more experienced people that have got other input. There's also potential bonus if you do the Snapper Soup quest line in Brie, I think. Chasing things makes you dizzy. Ah, well, fair enough then. Always try to collect 20, 30 at a time to... Yeah, that's not a bad idea. I sometimes intend on picking up at least like 14, because not every envelope contains an invitation. I've had empty envelopes. Is this gonna be... Are we gonna be able to do it all first time? Yes. Having said all the envelopes... Oh no, I picked up 7 there. 1 didn't have anything in it. I don't think. Does anything else come out of those envelopes? Because I'm pretty sure one of those envelopes was therefore just completely empty. There was nothing... You didn't like get a... No. Sometimes you get like scrap paper inside an envelope. You just turn it in for a piece of silver. Back to the north of the city for the fireworks. That's right. Yeah. You also can't pick up envelopes once you've found all the invitations, so Zenel's point there is actually quite a good one. If you want to save the effort of chasing things tomorrow when you want to do the daily, for example, then pick up loads, because once you've found 6 invitations, yeah, you won't be able to open up any more envelopes until you pick up the quest again. So we are looking for one more place for fireworks. Okay. Look, the stage is one. There's usually one in this square, but these ones seem to disappear quite quickly. So let's try back. Am I still in the area? Yeah. Up near the vendor here, whose name I always forget, despite the fact that... There we go, ideal location for some fireworks, unless this player gets there first. No, they're going past it. Good. You're supposed to dismount and let me actually... There. Go. I am facing the target, aren't I? Yes. Oh, I stood on the target. Close enough. I love this one here, you know, Watcher of Roads. That's the most boring hobby, isn't it? What do you do? Oh, I watch roads. I'm hoping to be a hero one day, but right now I'm just watching a road. Not looking for things on the road. No, just watching the road. Oh, itchy nose. Okay. That beautiful mount there, you can only get when you pay for Mordor on one of the... thankfully one of the smaller packages. And I'm umming and ahhing whether to use my LOTRO points for it, or when it comes around to my birthday, treating myself and actually getting it so I'll get that beautiful horse. Washer of Roads! Yes, that would be worse. And I think that's the one title you can't get in LOTRO. So you sparked some interest in the fireworks show. Well done. I bet they just needed someone to come along and remind them of the fun to be had. You are certainly deserving of something for your trouble. For you trouble. Oh dear, typo. Unless they're calling you trouble. Thanks again, friend. Shows how often I blank out typos. Didn't notice that before. Washer of roads. Part-time job to pay for the equipment needed to go out and hunt the local Nika-breakers. Right, so we've done that one. We can then go and we'll turn in the invitations, and then let's pick up the gifts quest line. Isn't that horse 120 euros? No, there's a I don't know what the euro thing is, but one of the purchasing versions of Mordor is about 50 or 60 pounds. I don't know what the euro to pound euro to pound exchange rate is. Watcher of streams. Yeah, washer of streams would be even worse, wouldn't it? Yes, I'm trying to keep this stream clean. Cool, right, so this is the invitations quest.
What do you need?
Someone has to watch the roads. Remember, the world roads are not watched. Yes, the thing is, it'd be better if it was like a guard of the roads, wouldn't it? Whereas Watcher of Roads just makes it look like you're there staring at the cobbles all day, rather than I'm here for the security of Bree. Because it's a Breeland title, I think. Thank you for the invitations, Esilve. That was nearly a disaster, but now we can get the word out about the festival. Giving back to the local community. Yes, I suppose so.
Will you give me a moment of your time, friend?
Hail, friend! I hope you're enjoying the festival. You wouldn't happen to be on your way to Combe, would you? You see, my friend Gale lives there now, and she recently lost many of her belongings in the tragedy that befell Archet. I wanted to give this bracelet to her as a gift in the hope that it would raise her spirits in these troubling times. Would you be so kind to take this to her? Yes. In a minute, because I always forget to couple in to Bree going and doing the Bree horse race, which I will either succeed really well because I've done it so many times, or because I'm streaming I'll fail hard. I don't know whether I've streamed doing these races before, but they're not great for someone with my lack of coordination. I thought the horse came into one of the lower editions. I'm pretty sure I read those through. I mean, if it is the £99, then I will just use LOTRO points and just get the quest back. But I thought it came into the £50 or £60 one, not just the £9,900 one. Can I find the name of it? Trying to find the answers for you now, because I can't remember. And I can't find it in my history either. Blast. Okay. I have a link somewhere. No, I can't find it. It might be. I can't. I'd have to look up the one that's in the pack. That's in the listing. Find the Bree track harder than the Shire one. I'm the opposite, and I think it's because of the hill down to the jump. Oh, the pie-eating champion one is up. It's a shame that the dancing quests aren't up for this one, or in fact, in an ale runs either. If I'm going to fail at one of them only, it's likely to be the Shire one. But, of course, I'm on stream, so I could just fail hard at them both. If you only get into one of the sticky mires, you can still get through okay. If you get into both, no chance. Right.
Greetings, friend.
Greetings to you, Beorning. Would you like to try your skill at racing? Come back every day to race and you will not be sorry. Unless you fail, then you'll be really sorry.
Would you do something for me?
Greetings to you, stranger. Are you here to try out your obstacle course? Only the most experienced of riders will be able to master such a tricky path in the amount of time we have allotted. The rules are very simple. Race through each gate and you mustn't fall off your steed before the time runs out. When you see two gates next to one another, you must choose which path to take, be it high or low. The low path may be muddy, and the high is sure to be dry but precarious indeed. There will be other hurdles to disrupt you as well. Do you feel up for this challenge? Only the most spirited rider should even attempt such a feat. It is sure to be very dangerous, but you have a hardy look to you. It's almost like that, the guy in the maze from the Spring Festival, who is like, this is only a most skilled person would get through this maze, and then you do it in 1 minute. It's like, well, if you want to make such a thing about such a stupid maze, then that's up to you. Bad loser, that guy. Right, I'm going to try not to get distracted by chat, because I can fail this without help from my distractible brain. I mean, on the shy one, I found I sometimes get rubber banded on one of the jumps, which is very disconcerting. Phew. Yay! Whee! Yes, the white sleeved golden armor. Yes, that's what I thought now. I thought it was the £60 version.
How can I be of service?
It's rare to see such excellent riding in these parts, Esilve. I'm very impressed. Take these tokens in reward of your achievement. Right. The next part of the tour is actually in the Shire. So let's carry on with the gifts quest line then. And we'll try to align these. I had to update my guide because I was convinced the one in the metal stage. Why would you have a fireworks display in the daytime? But they do. It may be on a prior computer I had to ride the track 3 times on a regular one to clear lag before doing the race, and I couldn't do the Bree one at all because there was more lag. Yeah, if you have lag is the worst thing on that
What can I do
because
for you?
It's harder to judge it. Oh, I'm going to Combe. So, yeah. That's why when I get rubber banded on the Shire track, it's really, really unnerving. Because it only happens on one of the jumps, and you jump, and it almost looks like your horse is attempting to jump over the thing, which you can't actually do under normal circumstances. So I think it rubber bands you back, but then you might land in the mire as a result. Yes. Haha. Oh, bless you, Cough. No, yeah, that's fine. I can't port. Yeah, okay. Well, I'm happy to be ported. I don't mind. It'll save people watching me taxi around everywhere, I suppose. Oh, look, it's a dwarf with one of those really freaky Mordor pets that has no fur. I'll have to get a drink fairly soon. Been keeping myself going on chocolate and peanuts. Yay for 10 FPS in Bree during festival time. Probably should have taken the taxi. And I've gone out the wrong gate. I do that so often. Let's take the taxi. Combe should be swift travel. No, Combe is not swift travel. I thought it was. Oh, you can swift travel from Combe. Never mind. That gives me a chance to rest my fingers. Oh. After Haragmar. This is quite a nice way of winding down. Assuming there's no connection issue. My internet connection's been a bit dodgy recently. And so I've ended up with really bad pings. 140 milliseconds is fine. But we can do some beer brawling. We'll do one on the way through to the tour anyway. Just do the basic one. Wow, this is not the route I would have driven to Combe. Oh, it's because I went out the wrong gate. That's why we're going slow. Clearly I'm not eating enough chocolate or peanuts. Still faster for me to do it this way than to go. I do have the apprentice riding trait, so my mounts go 68%, but I think the taxi's at 78. I think. No worries, Inel. Thanks so much for being here for the length of time that you have as well. But yeah, see you on Smuggler Saturday. Enjoy doing your other things. Where is Koff, I wonder?
How can I be of service?
Hello there. Oh, what is this? You have something for me? How beautiful. This is so kind, thank you. Everyone has been so helpful since
Would you
I
do
arrived.
something for me?
A merry festival to you. They say that the festival is a time for cheer and for doing good deeds towards others. Would you be willing to assist me in this endeavour? Over by the inn outside the training hall you will find Constable Underhill. He was kind to me when I first moved to Combe, and as a repayment I have baked him some delicious pastries. Would you take them to him? This is a little bit... This is almost like being sent from a hobbit. Oh, there's another person that's a few steps up the road. Would you mind doing this delivery for me? Ah, there you are. Very pretty dragon kite.
How do you do?
Good day to you. Oh, something smells delicious. Working always makes me so hungry. I've not had a proper lunch.
Can I take a moment of your time?
Oh, how I miss my old friends in the Shire. I just recently purchased this wooden carving, which reminds me of my friend Esmeralda Burrows in Mickledelving. Esmeralda always loved wooden carvings like this one. Perhaps you could bring this one to her. I'm sure it'd bring a smile to her face. Could you let her know that I sent this, and that I wish her well? If you're looking for her, she's often found at the Bird and Baby. Yes, she is. Oh, that's Thorin's Hall. We should be going to Mickledelving. I'm going to have to come with you because you're miles off now. Can never tell once someone has spawned whether they're there. We should be going to Mickledelving, Koff. Ah, there we go. I miss Hunter flexibility when I'm playing every other class. There we go. Right. Before I make a fool of myself. I nearly always take the wrong route to the Oh, I've done it in the right direction for once. Bird and Baby. No worries, Cuff. Hi, Menoras. Good to see you. Oh, before I end up going to beer brawling later, I need to unlock my quick slots because I'll need to move abilities around. Right.
Hello there.
Constable Underhill sent you? It's been ages since... Oh, is that a carving for me? What a funny squirrel carving. Oh, this makes me so happy. No worries, Menora. I think I'm quite a way off ending, to be honest. And then, it's good that you are here. I have a small errand that needs doing. Do you know my friend Dudo Chubb? He works in Bywater doing odd jobs and carpentry. He was complaining that his tools were not fit for use, so I want him to have this new hammer as a festival gift. The best gift is a practical gift, I always say. Would you mind paying him a visit and bringing him this new hammer? I'm sure he will be surprised. Right, so off to Hobbiton and then to the Methil stage to carry on with the tour quest. Have you got a campsite anywhere nearby, Koff, or should we just ride there? Oh, we got a campsite. Yes. I thought you might have. So is this the one on the hill? Yes, so we just need to go down into Hobbiton. You coming with, or do you want me... yeah, you're coming with, fab. Yeah, Coffee's also riding one of my favourite mounts, and I've only got one of my characters with it at the moment. Yeah, no, it's really great that you could join. I have longer available this Saturday because my wife has to fetch NJ from the grandparents, so won't be back until late, so I may still finish roughly on time, but I don't have to. So we'll see how things pan out. I'm not rushing now, especially now we're doing anniversary. Quite a day, isn't it? What can I help you with? You say Esmeralda sent you? Oh my, what a fine hammer this is. My work would be much easier without having to use this rusty piece of junk. I love that Hobbit laugh. Absolutely love it.
Stay and have some
The festival
tea.
is a great time for gift giving, and I have the perfect idea for a fantastic tribute. I have this large shield here, much too big for a hobbit, but I have heard of a dwarf in the Blue Mountains named Ormer, who is especially fond of shields like this one. He could put it to much better use than any bounder here. Would you be so kind as to take this to him in Frerin's court? Now then, I need to get to the methyl stage first before we go anywhere else. Not that I... Is it... Okay, I'm off to the methyl stage and then we can go to Thorin's, if that's alright. Yeah, there we go. Cool. Oops, I ran through somebody. I try so hard not to. Now the methyl sage fireworks one, you do actually need to have, I think, a minimum of 3 people to impress the hobbits. So if there's 3 people around, then you can do it. Otherwise, it isn't worth it because you lose 3 minutes of time. But for the tour, welcome, welcome. If you're a fan of fireworks, then you've come to the right place. This stage is home to the Shire's annual fireworks event, and no one does it better than we do. Gandalf the Grey has been kind enough to provide us with enough fireworks, which is why the Shire one is so good, of course, to have a spectacular show this year, but we need volunteers to help us set off all the launches. Feel free to come celebrate with us as much as you would like. A new starts every few minutes. Yeah, there's only me and Cough around, so there is no point. If you want to do the deed for the anniversary of setting off fireworks, there's a fireworks vendor here and in Bree. You need to set off 60, 50? How much is a stack? Because that's the answer. 50 of each. So that's and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different types. So that will set you back quite a lot of coin if you don't have a lot to spare. Right, okay, Thorin's Hall then, Cuff? I think. Oh, we haven't done the Shire racetrack. Shire racetrack. Oh, no, that's fine. If you're going to go Thorin's, let's do that. I don't mind. I can come back for the Shire racetrack. Confusion. Let's do the races. Not that efficiency really matters, but it's quite handy. Forces you to relax a little bit, this event, because you do have this sort of travel between areas. Not as much as the Summer Festival. When Summer Festival starts, that's the fishing binge festival. Whee. If you want to grind anniversary tokens, the only real way I think is to do the beer brawling. I could be wrong, but I think that's right. I think that's the quickest way of doing it, if quick matters to you. Which the festival's on for a total of about 3 weeks. It really doesn't matter how fast you earn them. Right, so if I was going to fail any racetrack, it would be this one. I think it's the downward slope that catches me off guard with this racetrack. The races don't count towards your daily 7, but the gifts quest line does. In fact, the gifts quest line pretty much fills it on its own.
How do you
Hello
do?
there, are you here to race? This is the anniversary run in the Shire, and you can race every day to win anniversary tokens. Yes, yes, you can.
Good
More
day.
frequently if you
Might I
fail.
have a word with you?
Cool. I won't read that because it's very, very similar to Brie. I'll let Koff go off so I don't actually get distracted by his horse. Right, so... Nearly missed the gate. Slowly. Ah! In theory, I should make it through. It's that jump that gets me. How long's my debuff? Oh, that was quite a long debuff. I might not make it. 10 seconds to go still. It's gonna be tight if I do. No, I think I'm gonna miss. I'm gonna miss. That was close. Oh, it's always that second jump. Always that second jump, but at least we got it. Right, okay.
A lovely day, isn't it?
Okay, Thorin's Hall for gifts, and we'll do a round of beer brawling as well then. Now, it wasn't until Akinni pointed out, but the quickest way into the Thorin's Hall Inn is, in fact, through this door, which has been there all the time. Right, so beer brawling. Looks like there isn't one quite yet, but...
Greetings,
Welcome to the
traveller.
festival arena. This is where the battle for the glorious beer takes place. We have a fine brew this spring, and I'm sure people want to compete to win the limited supply. Come back often. This event runs every few minutes and is a wonderful way to blow off steam and acquire exciting rewards and to beat up other players. Okay, so we're not quite... Another round's not there yet, but you can go into the gifts here. Pardon me. And the last one takes you... Hey, why have I not got the gifts quest? Oh, it's in Frerin's Court. Haha, I was being a muppet, that's why. And I think Koff got there ahead of me and was correct. So, Frerin's Court. It's because there is one inside there. And I got totally distracted by the fact that... I like whoever played music in there. Yeah, it's actually quite... emotes are disabled in those kind of arenas. So it's nice that those that do use the music system, that they share in that as well, and share with others. The same, people doing the same with the shrew stomping in Spring Festival.
Well met.
Armour at your service and your families. My, that's a fine shield, a strong shield indeed. I shall pass this on to my son. He could put this to use in protecting our land. Cheers to you and yours. Let's pick up the next one. Gifts, a lucky goat horn.
Stay a moment.
Do you believe in items that are lucky? Many travellers and adventurers do. Certain kinds of items in particular are said to grant luck to their owners. I don't believe in such things, but many do, including Runolf in the Thorin's Hall Innkeeper. I have the perfect festival gift for Runolf, a decorative goat's horn. I would like you to take it to him. Some dwarves believe that a goat's horn will bring good fortune to whomever possesses it. I don't own a goat's horn. Although you can get a horseshoe, is it? By doing the snapper soup in Brie, I think. I read something about it yesterday. I keep forgetting to do that quest line. Oh, a beer fight's about to begin. Yay. The basic one only gives you 1 token, but you can. It doesn't matter if you get beaten outside the boundary. So, greetings. Are you here to participate in the glorious beer games? Take this mighty dwarf club and prepare to swing it at your fellow competitors. There are different aspirations and requirements for the contestants. Feel free to talk to me to learn about each one. So you need to slot, and I put it into my first ability, which for me is actually the Q key. I really wish captains would get rid of their soldiers, or whatever they're called, banner people. So at the basic level, if you get knocked out, I think you get a speed debuff. But you don't lose the round. Whereas intermediate and master, if you get knocked out, then that's it. I have also bound select nearest player to one of my spare keys on my mouse, which means I can more easily select somebody else. It's the only, because I don't work in groups, it's the first time it's actually first time I've actually needed to select nearest player. Usually do expert every time. Yes, I accidentally picked expert. Expert, you have to pick up a glorious beer. There are more than one, I discovered, which I didn't realise, unlike the giant shrew. So you can get one. I mean, it's different things for different people. I personally find the expert one quite stressful because of the extra requirement, but that's because of the way my brain is wired and trying to multitask too much. So I pick intermediate a lot. It's still 2 tokens every 9 minutes, so you're not exactly being shortchanged by a lot. If you can do the glorious beer, then yeah, great, go for it. It just takes quite a bit of effort. Seriously, Captain Guy, just stop it. Get the beer last to make it easier on himself. Yeah, try and do one thing at once. That's another way of doing it. What I didn't realise until this year's one is that more than one does spawn. Who wants to be the first to kick this captain? Haha. Is everyone ready? I want to do it. There we go. Call me too easily annoyed. Sorry, Kinney. I found actually this one's quite funny on a Hobbit because people don't see you as easily as they should. Ah. I didn't get kicked very often when I was playing it on my little Hobbit the other day. It's quite funny. You attract a lot more attention as a big person. That's 4 of them. The cooldown always gets me. I don't spot when it's cooled down and ready to use again. Ah. It's just bonkers. There were more people in the room than this one last time I was playing as well. I have to do the basic one in this round because of not having done it on this character before. Where am I at? 7. Need 1 more. I get to kick a lucky duck. Yay! Then you got to turn it in within 3 minutes. He is being kind of irritating. Oh, good. Not just me. So yeah, I can next time I do this. I can do the intermediate one or expert, I think, as well. Sometimes I end up hitting people while mid in. Well, that's just showing off. So next time I think I can pick up intermediate. I don't know whether you can do intermediate and expert once you've done the basic one, but Lily is waiting for the glorious beer, looking at it. Or... nope. Are you on intermediate then, Cough? Cool. Okay, so where's the next... oh, Thorin's Hall Inn. I just need to deliver the gift in here. Oh. Ow. My hands are starting to hurt now. That's really weird. Right.
Greetings.
Welcome. Can I interest you in a pint? Well, yes. Ah, this is a gift for me. Well, I'm feeling quite lucky already. Blessings to you, kind Beorning. And then the last chain of this is in Brie. And I think it's every 3 days. Yeah, 3 days, 10 hours, 24 minutes, and 24 seconds. So 3.5 days.
Will you stay and speak
A festival
with
is
me
always a
moment?
great time for a drink. Oh, that reminds me, I have a request of you. I brewed up a special batch of my annual festival ale recently, but I'm down to only a few pints left. Would you take this pint of ale to my friend Roger Hazeltwig in Brie? He usually stops by for a taste, but he hasn't been able to visit in quite some time. Give him my regards and a merry festival to you. So we are now back to Brie, in fact. Yeah. Because that's where the tour ends and also the gifts quest ends. Yes. Trying to think, what else is there that... we're 10 minutes away from being able to do the fireworks in Brie. Maybe we should come back and do another beer brawl. We'll need to go back. I'll need to go back to the show, if that's okay, Koff, to turn in the daily once I've done these two. Gifts quest and the pint of ale, which are both basically the same location. Thanks for the taxi service, Koff. That's really appreciated. Might get to do another beer brawl. I've been mostly doing festival on non-hunters, so I'm used to it taking much longer than it has to get through the quests, but it's just the travel. We could go and do the Gandalf quest. That's another thing. Koff, have you done the Gandalf quest line on that hobbit of yours, Lily? This is the pint of ale.
What can I do for you?
Greetings. Ah, I see what you have done there. What you have there, with a colour and aroma like that. This can only have come from my friend Runolf. You have my deepest thanks for bringing this to me. And Keeper of Gifts is where this bit ends.
Greetings, friend.
Greetings, I am the Keeper of Gifts, and many like me can be found in the major towns throughout Middle-earth during the anniversary celebration. As you defeat the forces of evil during this special time, you will find that your chances of acquiring special tokens will be quite good. When you have enough tokens, you may trade them in for gifts for a limited time. Thanks, Buffy. Thanks for the clarification. So we got 17 steel tokens. Where are we at with anniversary? 60. Oh, it's... how am I to get 60? Oh, I must have exchanged some initially. It's because I want to get the pet. Right. Koff, if you haven't... we could do the Gandalf quest line. And I could do with going back to your campsite in the Shire, so I can turn in the daily if that's okay. Just to use your taxi service a little bit longer. If you have done the Gandalf one, then that's fine. I don't mind doing that on my own. Right, so I can turn in the daily here. My, you're a festive one. I hope you're having fun at the Anniversary Festival. It seems you're having a swell time. Great wording. So perhaps you'll enjoy one of these rewards. Here you are. Come back tomorrow and I shall have more rewards for you. I don't think I'll end up doing the 3 times on Beorning because there aren't many bits, sort of like outfit sections that really fit Beorning, I don't think. Right, Lily's down in Hobbiton, so I will go chase after that hobbit. So, what I was thinking of picking up, because we can't do fireworks for a bit, is pick up the Gandalf questline, which gets you a title at the anniversary. And is very achievable at my level, which is 31 now, because we leveled up during Haragmar, I think it was. I have done it on a level 19, but you have to pick your way around Weathertop quite carefully. Oh, this is where we're actually having a taxi service. I'm really appreciative, Coffin, because on a non-hunter it could save quite a lot of time. So, you need one of each firework, assuming you don't stuff up. So I will pick up a couple in case I do the wrong thing. So this is a one-time only deal. Greetings, Esilve. Have you come to see the fireworks on display? Viewing fireworks may evoke different emotions and memories depending on the fireworks' characteristics and its surroundings. For example, observing blue fireworks in Bree will offer a much different sensation than green fireworks in Rivendell. Are you interested in observing the curiosity for yourself? If so, I recommend setting off fireworks in various locations during your travels. I only ask that you return to me once you have experienced the marvellous beauty of fireworks throughout Middle-earth. I would hear the tale of your experience. So, you have to launch a different coloured one in each of the different locations. One for each of the colours that are available. So you pick up, so I'll get a couple because I could easily go wrong. I didn't last time, but you don't want to end up getting in the middle of the old forest and set off the one-time only firework. Right, okay. So let's accept that. Okay, you decide where we want to go then. Although the nearest one is a party tree in the Shire, we could do that. So let's just ride back to the party tree and set that one off, then that one's done. Unless we do that one last, what do you think, Cuff? Would it make more sense to do that one last? Possibly. I don't know. Otherwise, just port us to one of the other locations. This is where I really should have activated voice chat on my Discord channel because I keep forgetting to do that and use it. Seems like you don't see the fellowship chat. Ah! I should have seen the fellowship, sorry. Please can I try and share the quest? Yep, sorry. Share. Ah, it's because I haven't got a fellowship tab set up on this one. Really should have done that. Create new tab. Right. Change filters. Fellowship. There we go. Sorry. On all my other characters I have a fellowship chat. Right, I've tried sharing the quest, Cough. Sorry. I don't see the quest. I have tried to share. Right, okay. If you want to stop playing Taxi, then I don't mind doing this the long way. Well done, Marrow. Well done. Oh, okay. No, that's absolutely fine. Right, we'll do the Shire last then. Let's go and go back to Frerin's Court. So do Thorin's Hall first. We'll just do them in order after the... Yeah, let's do that. Thorin's Hall first. Taxi services provided by Lilia Sear. I just, in my head, just call her Lily. Right, so the first point is Freren's Court. Or Freren's. And we have to set off a red firework in Freren's Court. This appears to be the location for launching a red firework. The orange one looks suspiciously similar. So, red firework, there we go. That ticks that one off. And then you get there's a deed for each of the colours. But it is quite an expensive deed. I'm doing it on one character only, and it's not this one. Right, so we got it here. Thanks so much, Koff. Rivendell, please. I've set some fireworks off in the faces of some very serious looking elves. Ha ha ha. Right. Here's the Rivendell Festival vendor. There is one at Guruth, which is way out of the way of anything apart from this Gandalf one. This appears to be the location for green firework. I'm just going to double check that. Green firework at the last homely house, yes. That's blue. Green, yes. Okay, Bree to go to the Old Forest. Cough. Right, Old Forest. Oop, sorry, I rode straight through you there. Do you want to wait here, or you can come to me? That's fine. Some of the mobs in the Old Forest. No, I might be just over them being aggroed. Oh, Cough takes a different route into the Old Forest than me. This happened on LOTRO stream actually. Somebody else took a... Are you going to the Barrows? No. Because I think Cordovan said he normally goes via Adzo's camp, but someone else took a completely different route to the Old Forest. Which I've not done before. Which might be the route that Cough's taking here. Oh. Oh, of course. Yes. I think it's 'cause I just generally avoid the Barrow Downs if I can get away with it. That's a rather eerie orange sky. Before the mist settled anyway. Oh, is it going to be... Oh, it's okay, we're now into Gloaming. Obsessive map reading. Oh, at least this part of the Barrow Downs is under level. Good, good. This is probably slightly quicker than going via Adzo, certainly for Tom Bombadils anyway. Barrow Downs are rather boring and dead. They're very dead. But there are a lot of LOTRO points to be made in the Barrow Downs. But I'm not really focusing on dealing on this one until I feel like I either need the virtues or some extra LOTRO points would be handy. Yeah, this is much easier for Tom Bombadils. Should try and take this route in future. Right, I think it's purple firework for Tom's. Or whatever his elven name was, which I've already forgotten. This appears to be the location for launching purple fireworks. Purple fireworks. I'm going to grab a screeny with you, Cough, just to thank you later. Yay. Right, so next location then is... Oh! Confusion reigns supreme. Whether to Guruth? Yeah, Guruth, I think is the next. I didn't get the invitation to be ported with you there, Cough. That was a little bit weird. We can meet back at Bree because we can meet back at Bree because my return to Bree has cooled down. So let's meet back at Bree. Ah, right, okay. Yeah, I'll head back to Bree. Meet me there. Because that'll be quicker than you riding all the way back down here again. Marrow's under which character? And I always forget you have other characters, given that Beorn is your main. Right, there we go. The thief. Sneaky thieves. Stoles it from us, they did, stoles it. Right, so we're actually going to Weathertop. This is where Cough shows me a much quicker way of getting to Weathertop than me when I bumble my way up there. I will be within... Oh, well, for a start, yeah, we need to go to the candidates camp, don't we? So... Going to steal your cakes. I can send you some honey cake later. I have 63 of them sat in my inventory. Ah, these mobs are just outside. I'm that magic 9 levels over some of the mob. So yeah. Yeah, sorry, Marrow. It's like being on a bit like being on in an ale run where you get a bit tunnel visioned. I'll track you down when we've done this fireworks exploration quest. You might have to remind me. Both me and my wife are just totally brain dead today because of NJ waking up so much last night. So when we get to the top here, and I fell down Weathertop the other day. Not quite far enough to die, but it was quite bad. I was trying to take a screenshot and fell to my death, as I'm sure photographers have injured themselves before. So at the top of Weather, we're going for an orange firework. and we'll still have time to get back to do fireworks in 3. Right, launching an orange firework. Launched. Which just leaves Party Tree in the Shire. No, let's do Bree, because then we can also visit and actually do a firework run. I can do the Gandalf firework and then do an actual fireworks show quest. NJ still teething, yes, and awfully so at the moment. So this is day 3 or 4 of her being in a lot more pain in her mouth. I'm hoping it means some of those last teeth are finally getting through. Because she has a transformation of character when she's in pain. She goes from being a very lovely, pretty obedient child, not that we ask much of her, because she's 1.5. Very helpful, wants to help out with things, to just... yeah, total opposite of that. So yeah, it's quite hard on her. Right, so, location for launching a blue firework. Blue, which looks like turquoise on my screen. Yeah, thanks, Menoras. Right, and then we will pick up
Could I speak with you a moment?
Let's not read the quest text because it's very noisy here. But the aim of this is to not launch the incorrect firework. Okay, this is not the time for yellow fireworks, but any other colour will do. Sounds like a bear to me. Yes, I will try to see when... Maybe Beorning's quite a complicated one to introduce a small child to, but yeah, later definitely. Send up anything except a green firework. Some of the wording can be quite tricksy, so you do have to look at it. This is also good if you're doing the actual fireworks deed. This is as good a place as any to do it. Send up anything except a blue firework. This will be unexpected, unless everyone sends up green fireworks, but no. Look at that drunk dwarf. This is not the time for resting. Launch your blue fireworks. Don't rest. We have a fireworks show to put on, people. Yeah, it's so pretty. How about something besides red? Launch it now. I.e. not red. Still needs to be 5. Let's dazzle the crowd with a firework that isn't green. Dazzle them and burst their eardrums. Yeah, when you get red in the mix, it makes a big difference because blue, green, and yellow makes for a little bit of a samey. Look, excuse me, I wasn't trying to get that angle. There we go. It's pretty with red. Send up anything except a green firework. This will be unexpected. Need to do 3 more. Let's dazzle the crowd with a firework that isn't yellow! You do have a few seconds to make sure that you're reading things correctly. Let's dazzle the crowd with a firework that isn't yellow! Again. And one more after this. Send up anything except a green firework. Anything except a green firework. Yay! if you have more observation skills than me, sometimes you can catch some of the NPC watchers sort of encouraging you on. Hi Taffet! Well done Esilve, your timing and coordination was perfect. I'm sure that everyone watching was thoroughly entertained. Please take this as a thanks for your brilliant participation. Fabulous. And then maybe back to your campsite in the Shire just to finish off the firework quest. Cough. And then depends what you want to do. Maybe a bit more beer brawling, but we'll do the campsite in the Shire first. That's a cute emoji, Maro. Right, party tree to set off the firework, which we're obviously right by, and then back to Gandalf at the Methyl stage. This appears to be the location for launching the yellow firework. There we go. And then we can go back to Gandalf. The Gandalf quest, always a one-time only, does count towards your 7 if you want to be efficient with these things. The fireworks in Bree you can do every half an hour. I think that's right. It runs all the time, so it doesn't have a set start and end time for in session, so to speak. But you're right until dawn. Yeah, it runs all the time in Bree until dawn. Counting towards my 7, as long as someone watches my 6, I'm in. Oh, you're on fire today, Fabian. Metaphorically speaking, hopefully. Note: Faffy was inviting everyone to watch their 6. So, watch their 6. Gandalf. Splendid. It is wonderful to meet someone with such a strong passion for the beauty of fireworks. Take care, and I hope that you bring joy for merriment wherever you go, especially in these dark days. And then you get the Firecracker title, if you want to use it. There we go. So that's that one done. So, what's left? Have we done everything in the... I think we've done everything in the festival. Do you want to do Beer Brawl, Cough? If not, can you port me there and then I'll just go and Beer Brawl myself? Have I missed anything in the festival? Can't think that I have. I think we've done most things. Let's go beat up other players again. Because at least I can do the intermediate. Oh yeah, beer brawl myself. Made it sound like I'm just gonna fight myself. Are we between fights? Yes, no one's out there at the moment. Okay, that's fine. It means it shouldn't be that long. Oh, wow. Get a breather. Well, we can't complain about doing variety. A variety of things in this stream. Right, so... I don't know if there's anything particularly this character wants because of the... Beornings I'm quite picky about. You see, that's a bit too shiny. Quite picky about what I get my Beornings because certain things don't fit. Oh, another Kinney's here as well. I'm just gonna go join them for a quick picture. Try not to stand on the hobbits. Hehehe.
At your service and your families.
Now then, so I don't think there's any... There's some really strange ones in here, Smurfs. Marrow, that's a bit harsh. Some really strange ones like make yourself a present, and yes, I do see people wearing these. Decorated cake hat. If you want to wear a cake on your head, for example. Another you in a box. I suppose potentially firework backpack for some people might be interesting. This one doesn't really suit Beorning stuff. Is there a... Is it this one that has Doom shrooms? There's a one of those emote things you can get, isn't there? Emote, not emo. I already have the beaver. And I'm not a kite person, really, so... Yeah, anyway. A decorated cake hat. Want it. Give it to me. Actually, do these things... They used to bind... They used to not bind at all.
How may I be of assistance?
And recent... No, I think someone said it since SSG took over, that a lot of these things bind on... Yeah, the... what server are you on, Faffy? I don't mind buying you a cake topper. If you're on my server. That one's not bound. See, I think it's that one binds to account on Acquire, whereas the older cosmetics don't. I want it in real life. I can't make you one in real life, I'm afraid. I'm not that good. Right. These are not in the right order. They go basic, expert, intermediate. I'm going to go for intermediate.
Traveler. Will you stay?
Faffy, I didn't realise. I always forget what games people do and don't play. Right. I think after this beer brawl, I will draw a close to the stream. I ought to eat food. I've not eaten properly all day. But hey, it's been fun. Now then, I say that. If I don't get kicked out of the arena, I'll draw a close to the stream. That's not an incentive for people to kick me out of the arena, however. Heroine of the Lost. How did you get that title, Cuff? That's not a title I remember receiving on my main. So we managed to get up to 66th anniversary. Oh, it's a for a hell deed. Okay. Maybe I have got it. I just... is it the Lost... yeah, the Lost Fellowship quest line. Yes. Right, I probably have got it and just forgot that I had. I'm more the easily lost kind of person than the hero or heroine of the Lost. Hi, Jana. Good to see you. 1 minute until the bar fight begins. So we've got 66 anniversary tokens. I've got to decide whether to try and spend them. Because neither of the mounts really suits this character, or just save them up to exchange them for future festivals on this character. Right, I do have to make sure I don't get kicked out of the arena on this one. Hi, Cats on Mars. Minstrel's quite a good one to start off with because you end up with because it's ranged. And I think I've seen people that said it's quite funny to be able to kill things with music. Wow, that was a high kick. Are there fewer participants? I feel like I'm getting more targeted in this one than the last one. Not getting kicked out is so much harder. My reaction times are not great. How many have I got? 7. I need one more. Yes! Got the intermediate.
At your
Well done,
service
you gave
and
them
your
quite a good
families.
knock. For your impressive display of physical skill, I give you a disturbing gift. Choose Hobbit or Dwarf Minstrel. Dwarf Minstrel always I think looks quite funny. Especially if you play like a lily diddly instrument. But yeah, no, I've got a couple of minstrels. 3 at the moment, but that's going to go down to 2 because of my character caps being hit. But yeah, I enjoy playing it. It's a good, and there's various ways you can play it as well. So have fun and welcome to the game. Right, I really should deal with my tiredness and go and eat something before my family get back. But this has been a really fun stream. So thanks for everyone for joining. Thanks, Koff, for taxi service for the festival. And thanks, it's been a really busy stream. To people who have just said they're downloading LOTRO, feel free to hook in to either our Facebook group, LOTRO Family Facebook group, or LOTRO Family on Twitter. If you have any questions, feel free to get in touch. My mains are... I'm on 2 servers. I'm just bunging these into chat now. If you want to add me to friends lists, send me mail. I can add you to mine back, and we can get questions. If you want questions answered, then I'm happy to be of service. And yes, Marrow, I intend next Thursday to be another bear day. We will start the epic in the North Downs, and we will work through the Beorning, through the main epic quest line. Yes. And we'll keep adventuring through Middle-earth, and I will go back on my own time to do extra quests until such a point where we actually need to do some of the side quests as well. But yeah, thanks everyone. What day is it? Thursday. Enjoy the rest of your week, and I hope to catch you soon next Thursday, or I'm streaming The Old Republic on Saturday at 2 PM UK time as well. Take care of yourselves, and bye everyone. Bye.